Hello, welcome to episode 223 of Learn, Do, Become Radio. Today we're talking about organization. How can we help our family and friends? So if you have family members and friends who would benefit from getting organized, but you don't know how to help them, we're going to talk about that today. If you're new here at Learn, Do, Become, we help people who are drowning in the details of life to create simple systems so they can do what matters most. Now, part of this involves organizing and decluttering and that type of thing, but a lot of it is just about getting our minds into a place where we have some kind of a framework or a structure where there just isn't overwhelm on a day-to-day basis, and we can move forward strengthening our families, living our purpose, being closer to our higher power, and being able to have a life where we say architecting a life of excellence. We want to wake up excited and go to bed content. So that's the idea, and we're so glad you're here. What I get so often, though, are questions from people saying, well, I'm kind of organized, or I'm getting, going on this, but what about my spouse or parent, sibling, child, that kind of thing. So whether it's someone in your home or maybe a best friend or neighbor, today's podcast will hopefully give you some inspiration. Now, perhaps as you're listening to this, you're thinking, April, I've already tried helping, but I end up doing a lot of work and it doesn't stick, or I step on toes, or it hurts the relationship. It's better just not to talk about it. And I get it. But today I wanted to share 5 ideas that I've personally found to be helpful. And I think that they will really give you that support that you're looking for. And I want to begin with a story of one of our community members who has modeled this beautifully. Nicole shared this in our Step Mastery Facebook group, and she's kindly given us permission to share her photos and the experience, and I know you'll be inspired. If you want to see the pictures, though, come to the show notes page. It's learndobecome.com/episode 223. Okay, so here's what she said. Learning, doing, becoming. Wash, rinse, repeat. Photos below are the garage of a friend. She's had a complicated few years, including starting a remodel, relocating to a different state, maintaining 2 households, relocating back, much still in progress, and asked if I could help her with her garage. Before STEP, that's our Steps to Everyday Productivity program, if you're new, I would have said yes, but been overwhelmed, not getting my own things done and trying to help others. Instead, I said, yes, and was easily able to schedule sessions with her, adapt other needs and priorities, all with no stress. Short story, they now have a fully functional garage, places for their support materials, much larger cubbies are needed for construction stuff, and 2 cars fit for the upcoming cold weather months. They are exhibiting healthy habits. Can you say 2-minute rule? I walked into session 2 with the missus saying, I guess to her spouse, Nicole wouldn't want you to put that there. It's just a little laughing emoji. They've started on Inside Spaces. This is now a family series of projects. And I'll be stopping in to assist for those emotionally heavy areas and items. I love this program and love introducing others to it. Thank you, Step and Steppers. #StepWin. We do that a lot in our communities. #StepWin. What's your step win? So it's really fun to be able to see all these together. So when I received this via email from Candace, she's on our team and helps collect success stories for me to share, here on the podcast or on our YouTube channel or social media. I replied to Candace's email with, "This one brings tears to my eyes." And then Candace replied, "Ditto." We love our community members, and it means so much to see you helping one another and those inside your circles of influence. In fact, it just means so much to me because I personally can't go and organize every house in the world. It's just not my place, and it's not my responsibility, and I couldn't do it even if I wanted to. But when you come here to Learn, Do, Become, and you learn these skills, and then you take them into your communities, it's like it all kind of radiates, right? And I learned from people who inspired me to get organized. And if I can do something to help you to feel motivated, inspired, empowered, it just means the world to me. So anyway, thank you for being here and for sharing and for what you're doing on all the good here. And just Nicole, thank you if you're listening to this. I'm so grateful for you. So because Nicole modeled this so well, I wanted to pull out 5 principles from her story that all of us can apply if we want to help someone to get organized. So, number one, make sure they have the desire. With a young child who's in your home or even teenagers, yes, you sometimes have to be the one with the desire. But when we're working with peers, partners, parents, etc., trying to go in and quote, fix them simply doesn't work. So unless you're going to do every ounce of the work and maintain it for them and make all of their daily decisions, which isn't healthy or desirable, the mess will just come right back. So it's really important not to just go step in and say, oh, there's this person who's a mess. I'm going to go change that for them. One of my saddest experiences when I tried to do this with my mom, it was after she already was developing Alzheimer's, but we didn't know it was Alzheimer's. So I just knew she had a really messy room, and I knew I had the skills to help her. So I spent a whole day cleaning the whole thing, and Eric took care of all of our children, and I was just there full time, let me just get this fully taken care of. And when I left, her room was gorgeous. And then I came back a week later, and everything was out again. And it was so frustrating because it wasn't just that I'd spent the time and energy, it was that I'd tried to give her this gift, but I just didn't know that her brain couldn't process, and it wasn't going to work. I didn't know. I mean, obviously I learned, and then, eventually she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and then we could take it from there. But trying to go help someone and then just see it all go back to how it was, it's really frustrating. And in fact, that's probably why a lot of community members who come here end up feeling so much relief, because for most of my life, I would try to clean and it would all come back. So I didn't even trust myself. And then once I learned these skills, it made such a difference. So there we are. Make sure they have the desire. That's number one. Number two, do a microburst together. Sometimes the person who's overwhelmed simply needs hope. They need to know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So you could say something like, hey, I know it feels overwhelming when you look at everything at once. How about we just set the timer for 10 minutes and just do the very next thing that needs to be done? This could be 10 minutes picking up trash, 10 minutes moving a piece of furniture, 10 minutes sketching what you want the area to look like, 10 minutes pulling clothing or other items out that need to be donated, etc. Most people can wrap their minds around 10 minutes. And so if they have a friend beside them, that will help overcome that temptation to procrastinate. But I'd say just do one microburst and see how it goes, because it might make the person feel really excited and hopeful. Or you might realize, you know what, this just isn't a good thing to do right now. Let's just shift and we'll do something else. But it's a good little test that can help a person feel some momentum and know that you're there for them. Number three, teach simple skills. Skills like identifying next actions, the 2-minute rule, working in microbursts, and basic project planning can provide someone a framework in which they can move forward independently. Now, we have lots of training materials here on the website, and we'll link a few on the show notes page. So you can come to learndobecome.com/episode 223, and we'll have a few links for getting started. Like we have a clean a drawer challenge, or we have our initial class, how to finally stop drowning in piles. So we have a few different things that we can just put there for you. So if you want to share a link with somebody, you have those at the ready. But when we can teach them that, it's going to make such a difference. And whether it's from us or a great video you found on YouTube or a book you've read that you want to recommend, when we can teach others to fish, then they'll know how to, keep fishing, right? Number 4, balance working alongside them with leaving the ball in their court. I was so impressed with how Nicole got her friends started, but then left them to work on their garage some more and, continue working throughout their home. She's willing to go back to help with more emotional items, and I'm sure she's happy to answer questions and offer moral support, but she's not signing herself up to do all the work in every room of the house all by herself. Now, if you notice, she said that she had been worried initially that she wouldn't get her own things done because she would just be diving in and doing their garage. But she was able to schedule these little working sessions and then just be able to check in and then leave them with things to do so they were empowered. And how cute when she came back and they're quoting her, oh no, Nicole wouldn't want that. She's now this authority, right? This expert. And they're taking her advice and they're implementing it. And you can just tell, by the photos, obviously, but from the experience Nicole shared, that the family she's helping is now feeling more hope. And that's just what thrills me. All right, last one, number 5, love and encourage. No one wants to live in a mess. I grew up moving piles around in circles. I didn't know how to clean a bathroom until I was in college. Besides vacuuming the center of my room, because there was a certain area of carpet that the vacuum could reach, right? And making my bed, I didn't know what it meant to keep my room clean. I just didn't know. I would kind of try every once in a while and I'd make it look nice. And my mom would say, "Oh, that looks so pretty." But it just all went back and I never knew how to deep clean a room. I just didn't know. Yeah, sometimes I think back, how could I not see the dirt everywhere? How did I not know that? I don't know. I just didn't. I had never once emptied a refrigerator or cleaned under furniture or took more than a few steps into our garage. I didn't know how to put things in a bag and take them to a donation center. Literally, that was a skill I didn't know. And so I would just shove things deeper in the drawers and layer things on top. Or I would keep everything because I just didn't know it was an option to donate or to get rid of something that meant something to me. I didn't know. I didn't even know that people actually bought cleaning supplies. Our landlord bought us cleaning supplies when I moved into a condo when I was 19. And it was the first time I'd actually seen cleaning supplies in my home. We had my cute mom. I think we did have Ajax and Windex, but I didn't know how to use them. I don't know. And I didn't even know that bedding needed to be laundered. There's so many skills I just didn't have. And when I went to college and then got married and had a home of my own, I also didn't know it was possible not to feel overwhelmed. I got my planner when I was 13 and I started making lists. And I was trying to be as successful as I could be with the framework I had, which basically meant, April, you need to just run all day and check as many things off your list as possible and try to get really good grades and try to be in every club and try to win all the points. And then you're going to be successful. Where I didn't even know how to do basic things. So it wasn't that I wanted to live in a mess. I just didn't know how to get out. And I was too embarrassed to talk about my problems with others because I just figured they were magic when it came to keeping house. I just thought, well, some people just have clean houses. I don't know. I don't know if they just do that all day. I literally had no idea how everyone else had these clean houses. And then, when Eric and I now are married, we have children, we're trying to start a business, we're navigating the financial responsibilities of adulthood in addition to, raising 4 children, volunteering in our community, and everything else that just comes with life. I would do this swing from either total anxiety if I thought about it all to just watching TV for hours if I didn't think about it. And it was just this stuck feeling. I kept trying new things, but my brain was just going all the time. And I would make my lists and I would make my little piles and I'd make more lists and more little piles, just trying to get some sense of order. And then just wondering, why is so much on my shoulders and why did no one ever teach me, how to do this? Most people are living in at least some state of overwhelm. And sometimes it's emails and digital tasks that feel like too much. And sometimes it's the house or parenting or navigating those really, really tough parts of life that we rarely discuss. But it was the love I felt from the authors of the books I read that changed my life. This was prior to podcasts and YouTube channels and all social media, before that, which I know it seems like we've always had it, but we haven't. So I went to the library and I got books and I read the books and I felt the love from the authors and I thought, okay, they're going to teach me. And I applied what I learned, a lot of trial and error. And then I finally got out of the overwhelm. And it's been nearly 15 years now that I've been teaching this to others. We all need love and encouragement. And sometimes it's difficult when those we love aren't ready for a change or maybe aren't capable of a change. But when they are ready, if you find that sweet spot, and if we can meet them where they are and guide them with simple steps that leave us both feeling empowered and replenished, I believe the results will be life-changing. So I'm sending a huge hug. If you've had a great experience helping a loved one to organize, we would love to hear that from you. So you can come share that in the comments. And again, I'll have links to some of our initial resources to get started. I just want to send you a big hug because I know some of you are like, April, I've always known how to clean and organize. I don't know how you grew up, how you did. Like, I get that. And I had a super loving home, wonderful parents. We weren't cleaners, okay? Like, it just didn't happen. A little bit, maybe on Thanksgiving, right? But I just want you to know that if you are feeling some kind of overwhelm, like if right now you can't fully calm your mind and just be in the moment because there are either piles of stuff around you, or there's mental clutter swirling in your head, or you're procrastinating something that you know you need to do and your brain is like hopping all around, there is a way to stop that. And you can get all of those things out of your head into your Step Command Central. It's going to calm it down for you. And then you can actually focus and you can sit down and do things. And yes, everything isn't fun. I'm not saying it has to be super fun to vacuum. I mean, I personally like vacuuming now, but I'm not saying you have to enjoy all the stuff that might feel hard. But you're going to feel a sense of progress and momentum. And then there really isn't anything that you can't do. You just got to break it down or figure out the boundaries, right? And then you can move forward. But I believe each one of us can architect a life of excellence. And to me, success and that excellence doesn't mean that we just like run ourselves ragged or just get really rich and famous and just, live lives that are all about us. To me, it means that we're able to create strong relationships and be connected with our higher power and fully live our purpose and have joy each day, being able to be a support to those who might need us. It really, really meant a lot to me that people were willing to write their books and teach me because I was hungry for it and I didn't know. And there may be people in your life right now who don't know how you do what you do. They might say, wow, you're really learning some skills. Look what you're doing. Could you help me? And you might think, oh, I don't know if I can help you. Yes, you can. Just in little ways, maintaining your needs as well, but being able to be that friend and that support. So, okay, closing up now, sending so much love. We'll see you soon at learndobecome.com.